Hello students. So today in this video we will see about the transfer of heat. Okay. So there are three modes of heat transfer, which are conduction, convection and radiation. Okay. So in today's video we will see only about the conduction, that how does heat get transferred through the mode called conduction. Okay. And where does it happen? So the mode of heat transfer, which is called conduction, will happen only on the solids. When two solids are in contact, okay, then heat gets transferred from the hotter object to the cooler object. Okay, until the temperature of both the objects will become equal. Okay, so that is conduction. When two solids are in contact, then heat gets transferred from the hotter object to the colder object until the temperature of both the objects will come equal. So when the temperature of both the objects becomes equal, then the heat transfer gets stopped. So that is the transfer of heat in solids, or in other words we can say that conduction happens only in solids. Why it happens in solid, how does it happens in solid, that we will try to understand in this video. Okay, so now look at, so two conditions are there for the conduction, that the two objects should be in direct contact and the two objects should be at different temperatures. There should be a direct contact. If any gap is there, any small gap will be there, then the heat transfer will not happen. Okay, so there should not be any gap between the two objects. That is the very first condition. The second condition is the two objects should be of different temperature. If the temperature of both the objects will be equal, in that case also the heat transfer will not happen. So if the temperature of both the objects are different, like one object is hotter and another one is cooler, in that case only the transfer of heat will happen. Okay, and how will it happen? The heat will transfer from the hotter object to the colder object. Okay, the heat transfer will not be like colder to hotter. It never happens. Okay, it always happens hotter to colder. The transfer of heat is unidirectional. It is not bidirectional. Bidirectional means in both the directions. No, it is not happening in both the directions. It will happen only in a single direction, that is from hotter to colder. Okay, and the objects should be in proper contact. If there is any gap between the objects, then the heat transfer will not happen. Okay, now we will try to understand the conduction, okay, properly. What is conduction? Heat transfer, mode of heat transfer in solids, right? How heat transfers in a solid? You can see in this picture that a nail or a needle, whatever you can understand this, or a pin is there in someone's hand, and it is getting heated by the help of candle. So the red part, you can see that is the hottest part. Okay, so as you can see that the red color is fading when we move further, when the heat moves further. It means the transfer of heat is becoming less. Here in this picture you can understand in a much better way. Here in a rod we have connected three thermometers. Okay, we have placed three thermometers in three different places in the rod, and we are trying to note the temperature. The thermometer which is closest to the flame is showing the maximum temperature, whereas the thermometer which is at the middle shows lesser, and the thermometer which is at the end of the rod shows the least amount of heat transfer, least temperature, which means the transfer of heat. Okay, why it happened, that we will try to understand. That when the rod got heated, okay, the point where it is getting heated, that point has maximum heat. Okay, and now the molecules will get energy, molecules of the conductor. So now that molecule will transfer heat from first atom to another atom, and from another to the next one. Okay, and that is how the heat is getting transferred. यहाँ पर कंडक्टर के जिस पॉइंट पर हीट सबसे ज़्यादा है, वहाँ पर जो एटम है वो सबसे ज़्यादा एनर्जी लेते हैं, और फिर वो हीट को आगे ट्रांसफ़र करते हैं उस एनर्जी के थ्रू, वो एनर्जी को आगे धीरे धीरे ट्रांसफ़र करते हैं। और ये जब ट्रांसफ़र ऑफ एनर्जी होता है तो एनर्जी धीरे धीरे कम होती चली जाती है, बिकॉज हीट कुछ जो है वो एनवायरनमेंट में भी चला जा रहा है, एयर में भी चला जा रहा है। सो इसी कारण से ये हीट लगातार कम होते चला जाता है, बट हीट का ट्रांसफ़र हो रहा है वहाँ पर। और कैसे हो रहा है? फ्रॉम वन एटम टू अनदर एंड देन अनदर एटम टू अनदर। सो for this mode of heat transfer, which kind of atom do we need? We need the atoms or the molecules which has free electrons. Okay, so the free electron is very necessary for the transfer of heat. Try to understand this by this picture. Here you can see the large circles. Large circles represent an atom, and the small red points, those represent the electrons. Okay, so as we all know that atom consists of electron and proton, where electron keeps moving, and proton remains at the center of this atom. It remains at the nucleus. So as electron keeps moving, so the atom which has free electrons, okay, here you can see the free electrons. Now look at here, in this picture. Here every proton has an electron, which means the picture is so stable, atom is very stable. When the atom is stable, it does not have any free electron. In this case, the heat transfer will not happen. Okay, here we cannot see the heat transfer. In this, look at this picture. You can see the red dots, which are the free electrons. Okay, and here in this insulators, a red dot, they are completely binded, means they are not moving. If they will not move, they will not transfer the heat. That's why heat does not get transferred from the one atom to another, and that's why insulator don't transfer heat. So we will understand that. So now look at this picture again. Red dots are in random position, which means why are they in a random position? Because they are transferring heat, they are moving freely, and when they move freely, then they'll be able to transfer heat from one point to another point. That's why they are able to carry the heat from one point to another. So the one, if you will hit the first point, then the second point will get heated by itself. Okay, so it happens only on the conductors. And what are conductors? These are the conductors. All metals, okay, are called conductors. So we have three things: conductors, bad conductors, and insulators. Conductors conduct heat and electricity completely. The object which transfers heat from one point to another easily called conductor. Okay, the object which transfers heat from one point to another is called conductors, like all these metals. Okay, whether it is bronze or metal sludge or steel or copper or cast iron or aluminum or brass, anything, all those metals are called conductors because they can transfer the heat from one point to another easily. We have some poor conductors as well. What are the poor conductors? Vacuum, air, styrofoam, body fat, cork, water, glass. These are the examples of bad conductors. Means they transfer the heat but very less amount. Poor conductors or insulator, we also call them. Okay. What are the good conductors? So all you can see the name of metals here. So here in this picture, insulator's atomic structure is described. Like proton, plus represents the proton and minus represents the electron. So you can see that with one proton, one electron is there. So its atom has completely stable structure. When the atom has completely stable structure, then it will not have the free electrons, and if it will not have the free electrons, it will not be able to transfer the heat from one point to another. Okay, so which are the materials whose atomic structure is stable? Like rubber, glass, oil, diamond, all non-metals. Those are the bad conductors. All non-metals you can see here. Okay, so now we compare the atomic structure of metals and non-metals. So metals, you can see that free electrons, those are in random position. So as they are in random position, they are able to transfer heat from one point to another, to the last point. Whereas in insulator, the atoms, the electrons are not free. They are not able to move freely. So that's why they will not transfer heat from one point to another. Okay. So what are the uses of conductor and insulator? So uses of conductor and insulator are very much in our daily life. Like the wire and the utensils which you see, all are made up of conductors, and the handle of the cooker, or the handle of the iron, or the switches, the fuse, everywhere, all those things are insulators. Okay, so why do we use insulators? Because insulator will not transfer heat, they will not transfer electricity. If you are going to touch, like the handle of a tawa or the handle of a cooker, okay, if the handle of a tawa or cooker or iron will not be made up of insulators or will not be covered with insulators, then when you will hold that, your hand will get burned. So to protect your hand, what do? You just cover that metallic part with insulators, like rubber or wood or something else like that. So that is the main use of insulator. And conductor, whenever you need to transfer heat from one place to another, like if your utensils will not be made up of conductors, then you will not be able to make food, right? Like whatever utensil you are using at your home, whether it is a kadahi or tawa or cooker or anything, all those are kept on the fire, and by the heat which those metals are absorbing, you are cooking your food. So it is very necessary for the utensil to absorb that heat, right? To transfer that heat from the fire to the food items. So that's why we use conductors in those places, and we use insulators where we don't want the heat to be transferred. In those places we use insulators. Okay, in your book things are given, okay, related to that. Go through your book, read it line by line. Today I have not gone line by line as it is given in your book. I just thought that it is more important for me to make you understand what is conduction of heat and how does it happens, what are free electrons, what is insulator. Okay, those things were important for me to make you understand. That's why I didn't go line by line. Okay, so now you can read your book, and still if you find any problem, then text me that problem. I'll solve it. Okay, so in my next video we will see the convection mode of transfer, which is also a mode of heat transfer, and let's see whether we'll be able to finish this chapter, like whether we'll be able to cover radiation in the next video or not. If the contents will be more, then we'll make another video for the radiation. Okay, so for this video we'll stop this video at conduction only. Okay, keep studying. Till then, bye.